whenever you're ready.
Hello everyone and welcome to the PRL podcast for Division 3. I'm your host, Robert, with my co-host, Mark, Old School 3000. I finally called you a co-host.
Fair, no, fair. Yeah, that is fair. You are kind of, I do call you co-host, there's no offence meant, but yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it's fair because, you know, since my birthday was, actually, it was yesterday.
Huh.
Just, I celebrated it earlier, but I think I deserve this as a birthday present.
You can have this one. You can have this one. I'll let you have this one. That's cool.
It's quite a special podcast since we're doing both Canada and France because we were both lazy last week.
Yeah, I was off doing F1 simulators in London rather than playing F1, so that was fun.
And I was just lazy.
Yeah, no, but it's yeah. So this is gonna be quite fun actually, the two of them, and the first two streamed races as well. I have to say those guys did an excellent job. J. Cole, Tam, and Harry. That was between the two races they did an absolutely wicked job. To be fair.
Well, I think we did a great job as well. So we have to praise ourselves for what we did on the T2 race.
Yeah, we are officially the most watched podcast, I believe. I think D2 is. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
So there we are. I take pride in that. Yeah, it's good.
I take pride in anything I can, so. I have a reason.
Same. But yeah, should we rock on to Canada first, I suppose? Start in the most sensible place.
Yeah, since I've been there, so it's more important.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Do you want to run through the...
I'm starting to think that people might genuinely believe that I'm such an arrogant asshole in the past few podcasts, and yeah.
It's really weird because you come off way more arrogant than me in this, and in everything else in the world I come off way more arrogant than you.
The world keeps changing.
But yeah, no, Robert isn't an arrogant guy. I am sometimes, but I don't ever actually mean it. I'm normally just playing, except with Decky, but that's another thing.
I mean, you deserve to praise yourself for overtaking Decky.
I've not really talked about it. I don't really like to talk about it, but
well, you have to. People definitely want to hear that. Need a special podcast just for that exact moment.
I was tempted. I'm not even going to lie to you. I was very tempted to do a statistical and analytical breakdown of that corner, but I felt like I'd lose followers, if I'm honest.
I think you'd gain more. All the Germans would unsubscribe, but then the rest of the world would just be at your feet.
I'm not sure. I think Jeff's German, and I don't think Jeff gets on well with Decky. But I don't know.
See, you're like Hitler. You're just dividing Germany into two halves.
No, that was Soviets and Americans and the British. But no, that's anyway. I'm not sticking up for Hitler. This could not go on YouTube because you just mentioned that word, by the way. But whatever, it's fine.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are people called Hitler now.
Why do you keep saying it? Oh, whatever. The rest of this is moot because we've just ruined it. Whatever. Anyway, right.
Yeah, it's been a long time since the last formal podcast.
Yes, indeed. Not that this feels too formal. But go on, you can run through qualifying because it's going to be hard, and I really don't want to.
Well, you got pole position. I'd say fairly easily.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the time was because we don't really have the results, but I remember that you were pretty easily on top.
I think it was a 10th, but I had a harder compound.
Did you?
Yeah, there's a funny story. I don't think many people actually believe it, but I did a run on the Hypersofts and messed the lap. And then I did another run on the Hypers and did a really slow time. And I had like 8.5 minutes left. So I had one set of Hypers left and then a set of Ultras. So I thought, do I sit here and just watch everyone just do laps? Or do I went, no, I'll just go out on the Ultras. And I really connected a lap together that was like beyond what I thought I could do. And went pole.
Well, that's not bad.
So I thought, okay. So then I went out on the Hypers again after and realised no one was getting too close to it. I'd have been happy with like third or fourth with the Ultras. And yeah, just it was really bizarre. I only went out because I didn't want to sit in the garage for 8 minutes. But yeah.
Well, good result, nonetheless. We had Wave in second.
Yep.
Then it was James in third.
Yeah, good result. James.
We don't really have the times for anybody, so that's why we're just rushing through the results. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Dave in fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his best qualifying yet? I'm not sure.
No, I think Azerbaijan he might have come third or fourth, but it's up there. He doesn't normally qualify that well.
And then we had Rex in fifth.
Yep, good result.
Agilok in sixth. We had Coco in seventh. I'd say fairly surprising.
Do we know what compound Coco? Sorry, it's a while ago. What compound did he use? Did he use Ultras?
He was on the Ultras, yes, but
Yeah. Okay.
I was expecting him to be a lot quicker.
Yeah.
But anyway, Heated in 8th, Carcannon 9th, me 10th. That's a Force India duo right there.
5th row lockout.
Yeah, nobody can pass us from that point on. We had Bob in 11th, Ivo 12th, Maka finishing 13th. I'm not sure if he had any problems during
I
qualifying.
don't think he set a lap.
And then in 14th and 15th, respectively, Ballon and Emperor, the Williams brothers. So it was a pretty mixed qualifying. Some really unexpected results, but
I didn't think Coco would be that slow, if I'm honest.
I didn't think I would be that slow. But I mean, you said you messed up your first lap on the Hypers. I messed up all my laps, so it was quite unlucky for me during qualifying. And then the race didn't really work better, but it's fine.
Yeah, it was a tough grid. I didn't like having Wave in second. I think that's a dangerous place for him to start. But yeah. Should we go on to the race?
I think you can start just with the podium.
Yeah, I was in first.
What a surprise!
Do you know what? Like, genuinely, Canada is one of my favourite tracks. So,
I think I've said it on the Monaco podcast. It's probably everyone's favorite track, or one of everyone's favorite tracks, because it comes after Monaco.
Yeah, someone else. I think I actually saw that on a list of favourite like genuinely just talking about real life F1, and I think that was someone said that exact quote. Because it said loads of people like it because it's directly after Monaco.
Yeah, it's a stress relief. You know, it's more relaxing.
Yeah, and I think there's a skill in Canada that is also present in tracks like Abu Dhabi and Monza. Not Abu Dhabi. Well, Abu Dhabi actually to a degree, and Austria. I think you have to be quite good. I think you have to be quite good on the traction.
Penalties,
yeah, good on the traction out of corners, and not getting penalties. is the two biggest skills, and that's, I think they're probably the two things I'm alright at. So.
Well, I'm good at half of those things. I wasn't really good with the penalties though.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll get onto it.
But yeah, no, I'll talk about particular. There's only one nuance. Actually, I'll talk about it now. There's only one nuance to my race. The only danger I had was getting out in front of Coco. Coco started on the super softs. I'm almost certain because he was on a different strategy to me.
That means we just messed up qualifying.
Yeah, a little bit, but there we are.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I knew
they'll get over it. You know, they're used to us.
But I knew that obviously he was ahead of me, and it was going to be tight as to whether I was going to get out ahead of him after my stop, and I knew he still had time to. It makes sense, yeah, because he'd been on the supers, so he was going to stop a lot later, and I got out about half a second ahead of him. So that was like the only challenge. If I'd have come out behind him, I might have struggled to win the race, depending on how he'd have drove. But yeah, other than that, it was fairly plain sailing, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, if Coco had started on the ultra softs, I think he would have had it, but still, it's a good result from you, and well deserved for the pole position. Then we had our driver of the day in second.
Yeah.
How'd you luck?
Really, just
Amazing race.
Mature drive. Him and Wave seem to have kissed and made up, which is nice. But yeah. For now. Until the next time they hit each other. But no, it's nice to see, and it was a really mature drive. He was battling. I mean, him, Dave, and Wave. That's interesting to say. Were very much in a bit of a battle. I'm not including Coco because Coco was on a different strategy, so he was left a bit behind a little bit. But he would have been up there with us. But yeah, he kept his head and got a really good result. So yeah, fair play to Adrelok.
Third and fourth for Zauber. It's a great result for the team. I'm not sure how Constructors' Championship is looking right now, but Zauber seems to have it.
Yeah, they're winning. I think Ferrari are second.
Mercedes should be up there.
I think Haas are doing well because Aaron got quite a few points in the first couple of races. Mercedes is doing okay. I think they'll be doing better towards the end of the season. And Renault are doing all right. Hopefully we've got Steve-O back at some point, and Dave's doing okay. So
it's unfortunate that the fan favorite Force India is not up there, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe next season Force India will come back. And you should prepare for a Monaco 1-2 from Force India. Just saying.
But Coco had a race where I was a bit disappointed. From my point of view, not in him, it was a great race for him, but Dave threw away third. So I was a bit gutted to see Coco in third.
Well, I mean, Dave kind of threw away everything since he didn't finish.
Exactly. Yeah, but yeah. No, good race by Coco, and I think that's one of the things that's really key. And when you're in a battle for a title, is to pick up points that aren't like, you know, you're not coming first and still making the best of a not great race. And I think that's a good example of it.
I think, isn't he the guy with the most podiums in D3 this season?
Yeah, definitely. I've got 2. Wave has maybe 1 or 2. I think Wave has probably 2. Who else has a podium? I don't know. But yeah, no, he's got some.
I know I have 2.
You got 2? Where did you get your other one?
Baku.
Of course you did. Sorry, yeah.
Me and Coco.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Coco's definitely. I think it might be just me, you, Wave, and Coco that have just started first.
Well, that's interesting.
Hmm.
But again, well deserved for him. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his results.
Yeah.
You know, being his first season in PRL, I think it, you couldn't really do much more than he's doing right now.
No, agreed. Like.
And the fact that he's always keeping it clean, and that proves something.
Yeah. He's never had one incident. Very much like. I don't know. Like Luigi, but a little bit not quicker, because I don't mean quicker. I mean quicker in comparison to the league. Like Coco's the best driver in the league. I've said it. I've said it loads of times. He is definitely the best driver. I think Wave is the quickest. And yeah, people like Steve-O and Dave are very good at picking up results. But no one. But no.
It's the same situation we had last season in D2. Where V5 was definitely the quickest, and Waluigi was was more consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And then you had Tigaby and an Army who could always just be there and fight for a win in some races.
Yeah. Yeah. It's similar actually. It's similar. We got Maka in fourth. That's a good result for Maka. I'm really happy for Maka because Canada's the kind of track where he normally finds I'm going to say a horrible word, but excuse to crash. Because he does tend to find excuses to crash.
Well, hopefully he doesn't crash at Austria, because last season he almost destroyed my race and Z5's race just because he crashed, so we'll have to remember that.
Yeah, no fair. Another really good result that was kind of went under the radar was Silent Bob.
Starting 11, finished 5th.
Yeah. Heated in 6th, beating Bray. I always thought that Bray was a lot quicker than Heated. I think it's around certain tracks, but Heated actually shows a lot of pace in certain tracks. I don't know what you think.
Well, I think Bray potentially had some trouble since he set the faster lap.
Yeah.
He was faster than Heated.
Yeah,
but,
true.
All of us have our favorite tracks, so maybe Heated is good at Canada.
Yeah, true. We got the lead Force India driver in 8th with Carcannon. And yourself in 9th.
Yeah, I actually finished 7th on track.
Did you?
Yeah, I had 17 seconds of penalties.
What corners? Don't say every corner, because Gary was having this trouble in practice.
Well, not
what
every corner.
But what corners were like causing you trouble?
First corner, that's definitely where I got some warnings. Last corner, of course.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, the first chicane, the quick left-hander.
Yeah.
So that's how I managed to get 17 seconds of penalties. But I mean, I'm happy that Carcannon and I finished the race and both got points again. I think that's good for the team. And I mean, I know he's not disappointed in me, so I'm happy.
James in 10th. That must have been a bit disappointing. Something must have happened to James. He got the fastest lap by an absolute mile as well.
I actually have something to say about that.
Okay.
I want to say sorry to James. I overtook him at the hairpin, and I took the racing line. He didn't move out the way, and he hit the back of my car, lost his wing, and had to stop again. So that's why he finished 10th.
Ugh.
So,
oh well, you got the fastest
that.
lap.
Well, I mean, I had the fastest lap for quite some time, and then I noticed that James was pitting again for the hypersofts, and I was like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Maybe next time I'm finally gonna get a fastest lap. But I still was second fastest, so I'll take it.
And then rounding off everything, we had Bellon in 11th, Emperor in 12th, Ibo in 13th, Dave with a very unfortunate DNF, and Wave with an unfortunate DNF. Wave was particularly unfortunate. Dave, I think, made contact with him. Yeah, I don't know. Dave, can we talk about Dave after France? Because I think that would be more apt than to go into too much detail.
Well, France is quite interesting because I have no idea what happened in the race. I didn't get to watch it.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna have to guide me through. I have the results, but I'm
All
not
right.
sure what happened.
So I'll do the
I
quali.
can see that the corner cuts were pretty fun for everybody except you.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird. So on the grid we had Wave starting in first, which was very good. I think he was peerless realistically around this particular track. And then we had, unfortunately, down in second.
He was heated.
Heated. Yeah, that's a good result for Heated. That was probably a bit unexpected. Coco in third, but Coco started on the super softs rather than the ultras, so that's a huge result for Coco to be starting third on ultras when everyone else, most people were on on supers, rather when most people were on ultras.
Never ceases to amaze.
Conreese in fourth on the ultras, myself in fifth on the supers, which I thought was good, but just a bit of a body blow that Coco was third. But yeah, I figured that might be the case. I figured he might be quick around here. Sixth was help me, Brex. Sixth was, yeah, it was Brex. Seventh was LFC. What a good result for LFC. Let's just praise him a little bit.
He got 7th.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
he's showing some pace. He's actually starting to show a little bit more pace around here, and yeah, no, it's a good result for him.
Is he quick around Austria as well?
Yeah, he's very quick round Austria. He's very quick. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. He's quick round Austria, he's quick round Hungary, Russia and Abu Dhabi.
I can't wait for Austria.
Hopefully he gets his first points. Another good result, and I knew this would be, do you know what, I knew he'd be quick here, because no one else has really raced Paul Ricard, but Ibo is a man that has played many racing games in his life, and I knew that he would know this track like the back of his hand compared to the rest of us, so Ibo in 8th was not a surprise. But yeah.
Oh, we got racing at home in 9th.
Oh yeah, racing at home. The man returns.
Because I didn't get to see his comeback. I'm mad at myself now.
We've alluded at it, but racing at home used to race when in mine and Robert's first season 2 seasons ago, and he was about as quick as me and you, wasn't he?
I think he was quicker.
I think actually at the beginning he was a lot quicker. So this is quite nice for us to have.
The thing is, I don't remember him for being quick. He was quick, but he's such a fair racer, and
yeah,
his will-to-wheel skills are amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And he really hates me.
I guess that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. I don't know why, but I think I don't know, he just seems like kind of a grumpy guy. He's a funny guy to have in the league. But yeah. Who was after racing? So 10th was Ryan B. A little bit disappointing. I think anything 10th and under, you've got to be a little bit disappointed. But
Bob's 11.
Yep. And we had James 12th. Yep.
I think that's the most disappointing result.
Yeah. James is just odd. I think James could win a race by an absolute mile at some point. He's just so track dependent. It's weird.
Yeah, we will just wait for Australia.
Car Cannon in 13th. We had Dave in 14th. I don't think Car Cannon, Dave, James, and Macca set a lap. Macca in 15th. I believe that rounded out the grid. I don't think there was any more people than that.
No, just 15 because I was missing.
Yeah. So, yeah, interesting. Did you want to race around here? Because most people really hate this track.
I love the track. I actually really like it. I'm not that quick around here, but I love driving around Paul Ricard. When you set a clean lap, it's just so satisfying.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that I'll say about it is that I don't think actually in time trial or just by yourself it's the nicest track to race. But when you're on track with other cars and you can all take multiple lines through multiple corners, it makes it really fun having battles.
You know what? I actually enjoy driving Paul Ricard more than Germany.
Ooh, that's controversial. That's controversial. I don't know. I think I prefer Germany. I think everyone prefer. Oh, I don't know. In lobbies, France always gets picked. It always gets picked.
It looks good. That's the first thing. Just the blue lines and all. They look quite cool.
Yeah, it's a cool track. It's different to the others. It looks like it just looks completely and drives completely like anything else. Like the last corner, that sequence into the last corner is not like any other thing else on the track, on the calendar even.
I love the first sector. The first sector I think is just amazing.
Yeah,
Quick.
it grew on me, but when I started practicing it, I hated it, and then by the time I finished practicing it, I liked it. So
I hated it before the game came out because watching the race on TV, my eyes were just burning.
yeah. It's not the most viewer friendly race, but
driving around it, I think it's a lot better than I was expecting it, and I actually like it. I like it a lot.
yeah, agreed. So we had Wave winning the race.
The comeback.
Yeah, but not on track. Coco won on track, and Wave managed to get a lot less penalties and managed to pip Coco, which was again a bit like what we say about Adrolock last race. This is a little bit like the Adrolock and Wave show, I suppose, but just two halves. It was nice to see Wave make them, because Wave and Coco were battling like heck, and Wave kept it really clean, I think, anyway. So it was nice to see.
That's great to see, having a battle for first place, because we didn't really have the first and second places outright battling each other for the win this season.
No, actually, yeah, you're right. I don't think that really has happened as often as you would think it is. In fact, I don't think me and the top two in the title haven't had a proper battle.
I haven't battled anyone. The most I've battled is Bellon.
Yeah,
like genuinely.
It's always
the
fun.
only guy that I've overtaken or just had some racing with.
It's fun battling Bellon. He's I don't know. I like Bellon. He races quite tough, but fair as well. He always leaves you room. Yeah, so we've alluded to Coco in second. Yeah, just a little bit unfortunate, really. I think him and Wave's battle, I think if he'd have just got a second clear of Wave a bit earlier, I think he'd have won the race. But just couldn't quite pull it, I don't think. Onto the driver of the day, which I'm very proud of, is me. I don't mind taking this one.
Congratulations.
I don't mind taking this one. Normally I'm a bit like, oh, let's give it to someone else or whatever, but I'll take this one. I deserve this one.
Well, I mean, you still you say that, but you still want people to vote for you.
No. In Canada, right, I said no one vote for me because I didn't deserve it, because I didn't do anything of note. This race,
Well,
I was
you
like,
did get pole position.
yeah, but you know, like whatever. Like there was no adversity, there was no story, there was no like like Adrelot keeping it clean, Wave coming back, Dave getting his first win. It was just like, oh, someone did really well in a race. Oh, well done. Like for me, that's not driver of the day. Driver of the day should be someone that's either had some adversity or has done a really good result out of the blue, or that's my opinion on it anyway.
Well, I mean, I got driver of the day at Monaco.
Yeah, but then like that's different because that's a little bit of not a shock result because everyone knows you're good at Monaco, but until then you hadn't been right at the sharp end of everything, so that's completely understandable.
Oh, I guess that's fair.
But I deserve this one. Did you see what happened in T1?
I didn't see anything.
Oh, okay. So T1 I got not like no one did anything wrong, but LFC, Bray and Con Reese basically surrounded my car and I was dead in the middle, and I made contact with LFC and Bray and then hit Con Reese ever so slightly. We're talking about like really lightly, but the way the cars were, it pivoted my car, so I span and ended up last after 2 corners.
Well, that's a great comeback then.
Yeah, so it was fun. I had really good battles with Racing at Home, who is a tough man to battle with, but like you say, very fair. But yeah,
You can't have bad battles with him.
no, it's always very clean. I was a little bit at the time. I was a bit like, oh, he's leaving me no room, but he was leaving me no room in not like no room. He was leaving me some room. He was leaving like minimal room, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
fairly.
he knows how to defend. He knows how to overtake. He's that good.
Yeah. And I don't know if Coco. One thing that I did in this race that particularly made me very happy is that I let Wave through. So after the stops, so he'd already stopped and I was on a 1 stop, but Wave was on a 2 stop, so me and Coco was on the 1 stop, and I knew that Wave was on a 2 stop, so Wave was coming up behind me and I let him through.
Well, Wave actually 1 stopped.
Did he? Oh no, that's right, because he went hyper soft, super soft. That's right, but he did start on the hyper soft, so he pitted earlier, and he come out behind me and I let him through because I wanted him to get out ahead of Coco, which was nice. And yeah,
I think the Fiat group wouldn't be happy.
No, probably not. But it was fun. I enjoyed. Yeah. Anyway, my race was great. Like, watch the highlights. It was actually a lot of fun. It was probably the only highlights I'd recommend anyone watching of this whole season, of mine. But yeah, that was good fun.
I have to watch them now. I'm
good.
actually really interested because I was genuinely wanting to race because it's the first race at Paul Ricard in PRL. It's definitely something new, something interesting.
Yeah.
And you never know who might finish first, who might take the win on such a track. So I'm expecting Germany to be the same situation because not many of us have played F1 2016, not in a league.
The last time I raced around Hockenheim, I was about 10, and it was the old Hockenheim, showing my age, but that was a great track. It was a really good track. I hope they bring that back one day. Amazing.
Well,
But,
yeah.
So we have Bray in 4th. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to say let's get on with the other results.
But yeah, we had Bray in 4th. Very good result. Really solid. Only 3 seconds of penalties, which was really good. Maka had a bit of a... Yeah. Top 2 stop runner as well. Maka in 5th. Bit of a weird one. 12 seconds of penalties. I let Macca through after the pit stops because I thought it would be too dangerous to keep him behind me.
You wanted to make up for not letting Coco, so that you won't lose your sponsors.
Yeah, there was that, and and also the fact that I knew that Bray was going to be very quick at the end on a two-stop, so I didn't want to have to battle Macca, knowing that I'd probably lose, because he's on better tyres, and yeah, so I let him through, but he never got away from me, and then the penalties meant that he finished fifth on track. He was third on track, Macca, but come fifth. So yeah, bit unfortunate for him really, and probably
it's still a good result.
Yeah,
he did start last, so
when's the last time
he'd be quite pleased with that.
When's the last time Macca picked up 22 points in 2 races?
I
Ever?
can't even say. I think I wasn't in PRL.
Yeah, same. So you've got to respect it. Bob in 6th. Good result for Bob. Bob seems to be kind of making this 5th, 6th kind of area his own a bit, which is nice to see, and I think he could improve.
David 7th.
Dave in 7th. Not the best race from Dave. Dave's been involved in a lot of incidents. This is what I alluded to from Canada. He tends to be involved in a lot, so he made a bit of a dive bomb on an LFC, who we'll come to. But I think Dave's racecraft, weirdly, one of the things that I'd probably say was one of his best features in 2017, seems to be letting him down a bit at the moment, personally.
Well, it's definitely gonna come back.
Yeah, because Dave's a good guy. It's not anything like reckless.
You have a bad race, you have a couple of bad races, but that doesn't really mean anything.
True. Recent 8th, he was very annoyed at his race. I don't really know. I think he hit, I think it was heated in T1. So he was a bit annoyed. James in 9th. I don't know. I didn't really see much of his race, but I think he might be a bit disappointed in that. I think he might have had an incident in the second half because he was doing okay. Carcannon in 10th, which was not bad. It's a hard track. Anytime you're using ABS, no ABS, and this is your first season doing it, and you're going to a new track, I can't imagine that's easy, especially the amount of turns Paul Ricard has. That must be tough.
No ABS, okay, that's fine, but for me the most impressive thing is that he's not using racing line.
Yeah, agreed.
I tried, learning how to drive without racing line. I just can never do it. And just listening to the guys in D1 saying that, it's so easy to race without a racing line. It's, I don't know, it's strange for me.
Yeah, agreed. LFC in 11th, very far behind, but felt for him. He was 3rd going into like T7 after lap 1.
What happened to him?
Dave dive bombed him. He overheated his ultras on lap 3, and then when he tried to get back on the track, they span, and then they completely overheated, and he barely just got back to the pits, just spinning everywhere. So because he kept I said to him, lower your differential. This is a little tip for everybody, by the way, if you don't know, but lower your differential in the race. It does help. It helps on rear tyre wear, particularly rear tyre temperature, I should say. But he forgot, and yeah, so basically his ultras were cooked after 3 laps, which was really a shame because he was driving really well. He was in 3rd. He wouldn't have stayed there. He would have probably come about 6th or 7th, but
well, hopefully he can get a good result at Austria to make up for this.
Yeah, agreed. Ryan B in 12th, Ibo in 13th. Racing at home with, I think he was the first retiree I believe he was, but he was having a really good race. He was right in the heart of the battle with people like Conreese, James, and Dave, who were having a brilliant battle, and heated in 15th. So we only had 2 DNFs. It's hard to DNF around France because all the barriers are millions of miles away. But yeah, really good. Really, I think that was a fun race. I'd recommend you watching the commentary on it. It was good fun.
I think I have to do that.
But yeah, that was that. So Austria.
Yeah.
What do we think?
Austria. I think you should be moving to D2. You know, just have a week off from D3.
I like this track. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why.
Yeah, we know.
I don't know what it is, but I'm just looking now. Kalek is just marginally behind me, who is a D1 driver on TT. Never go by TT, by the way. If anyone that's new to the league, don't just go by TT, because it's just not. It doesn't make sense, if I'm honest. Some people are good at it.
But you know, it's still something that you should take into consideration.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. If a D3
if
driver,
you can set a lap like that in time trial, then you could potentially do it in qualifying. Just have the lap of your life.
well,
It
true.
still means something.
And a D3 driver tends to, if they're doing okay compared to, like, I'm not being funny, like D1 drivers, then it shows a sign. But equally there are people. I'm trying to think if there's anyone that's really quick, like super quick.
Well,
Tiggerby.
D5's always quick in time trial.
Yeah, and people like Tiggerby aren't. And Maka is a good example. If you see Maka on time trial, and Wave on time trial is a joke. He's never ever that slow. Never take any notice of what Wave's time trial is. If you happen to ever see it, but yeah, it's such a diddy little track. It does seem to play into the hands of perhaps older, more senile people who can only remember like 10 corners, which is where I fit in.
Yeah, and are you happy with that, or?
No, I accept it. I'm old. It's fine. But yeah, what do you find about this track? Because I've noticed me and you tend to not like the same tracks, except we both hate China.
I mean, not only we both hate China, but I think everybody hates China as well. So.
Yeah, that's fair. And everyone loves Canada.
Except Coco and Maka.
Yeah, it's just weird.
The Zauber team is just on psychedelics when it comes to China. But yeah, I like Austria. I think it's a great track. I enjoy driving around it. I'm not that quick. I would say I'm fairly average. The thing is, I haven't really practiced that much for this season. The only race I really practice for is Monaco. The others I just
practicing then.
Have a couple of laps and maybe just set up my strategy, and that's it.
Just
now
start.
I'm gonna try to find time to practice for Austria because we have a week off.
Yeah.
And see how it goes from there.
Yeah, cool. Fair play. Any predictions?
Well, I think it's fair to say that you have the biggest chance at winning. So I'm gonna say that you're gonna win this race. And then for second and third, it's quite difficult to predict because the rest of the guys, they're kind of in the same times. All of them. I would say Coco second. And I'll go for someone like Wave third.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I should win. I don't think I will. So I think Adrelok will come first.
Ooh.
I
Why is
think.
that?
Because I've raced with Adrian on lobbies a lot. And he's quite an aggressive driver, the way he points his car, and it helps around here. I don't think I'm going to win because I should win. And I'm due a little bit of an issue in a good situation. So, yeah, I don't know. I just have a feeling. I should win. I'm not saying I'm not going to, like... I'm pretty sure I'm the quickest around here, but I don't think I'll win. So I think Adrian will come first. I think Bray will come second, and I think I will come third.
That's interesting. You said that Agilok is quite aggressive. Well, that could mean that he's gonna gain a lot of penalties. You still have to be careful around Austria because you know the corner cuts are very strict.
I believe in like weird patterns. So the fact that me, Coco, and Wave come on the podium, in some ways, actually, I don't think I'll even come top 3. But I can imagine that me, Coco, and Wave all have a hard race this race.
Well, that would be good for the entertainment value. Just have another podium.
Yeah, agreed.
A completely different podium.
Agreed. But yeah, anything else? Other than, I don't know, I called out Decky and he's not actually replied to my call out. Other than that, I don't have anything
He has to prepare his lines.
I don't know, I feel like he's ducking me. Everyone can see on the screen who I'm pointing at, who's the real champion of a season of F1 2017, and it's not V5, it's not Gary O'Donegan, it's the guy below them, XX Cara XX06. That's who's the real champion.
Well, he is, isn't he?
Even Robert agrees, and Robert's the nicest guy in the world.
Wait,
so
I mean, did Decky get picked by Williams? I don't think so.
no, Decky didn't get picked by like Art Racing and GP2. So
I think Manor would give him a spot.
yeah,
If they were
maybe,
still around. Yeah.
maybe.
Because I mean, he is pretty good, but not as good as Kara.
No, Decky is Felipe Massa.
And Kara is Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, like Decky clearly has at some point in his life got hit on the head, and he's getting a bit old and is not as quick as he used to be. But at least Massa retired. Come on.
Yeah. I think it's time for Decky to retire. This is official.
But yeah, I'll take on Yari. I just want to take the champions on. If Yari's around, I'll take that guy on too. But
Imagine having a rap battle with Yari. I think he can destroy everyone.
what? Is Yari a good rapper or something? What?
Nah, I mean he's just, you know, he has the flair.
He's a bit. Yeah, he's got a bit like. Yeah, no, you
And
mean.
he's arrogant, so being arrogant helps you with that.
Yeah.
Imagine Yari having a rap battle with Odoro.
I wouldn't want to have a rap. Do you know what? If we're talking about a really random segue into a random different segment, I wouldn't want to have a rap battle with Tiggerby. Tiggerby is a crazy guy.
Just have him battle Steve-O. But spoken English, not written English.
Yeah, fair. Or actually, do you know what? Another one I wouldn't want to have a row with is Racing at Home.
Right, because he's just mad at you.
Yeah, he's just crazy. I don't know.
He's been channeling his energy ever since, you know,
I
he started
obviously
to hate you.
I did something. I don't know what I did, but back then I was really shy and I didn't really say much. This was before podcasts, so I don't know what I did.
Yeah, you were actually. I mean, most of us were.
Weird one.
I never really wrote anything in the chat.
Yeah. No, exactly. Right, do you have anything to add? Because I've got to go because it's Friday night and I really want to get drunk. I'm keeping that in.
Yeah, I won't keep you from getting drunk, so just go have fun.
Happy birthday for yesterday, and
Thank you.
we will
I appreciate
see
that.
We'll see you. How old are you, Robert? If you don't mind me asking,
18.
that's a bit. Eight. That's your. Oh, what's the legal drinking age in Romania?
18.
Hey, here we go. Let's go have a drink. See all you lot
Yeah.
later.